Hey traders, welcome to Charts and Coffee. Hope everyone's having a good day. We have election day, which is actually not a caution day for me. Tomorrow will be, because we're not going to get election results until later in the day, and we're probably going to see some continued rallies. This continues to be another little short squeeze after a retracement. And there were two things, and I wasn't completely just shut off to the possibility that the equity markets could go lower. Let me grab my drawing tools here and I'll show you what I mean. The way in which we've been moving since summer, where are they? Where are my drawing tools? Hang on, gang. There we go. The way that we were moving since summer, I really did have to open up to a possible fact that this wasn't going to be just a giant capitulation move, but rather, this kind of thing where we might have short squeezes from time to time, but every time we do manage to push, we do push lower. I'm not ruling that out yet. Could we end up again pushing to a lower low? This is possible. I mean, there's no doubt about it. In the meanwhile, the equity markets continue to be mostly choppy. When I talk about the overall move lower in the equity markets and that I'm not bearish, let's talk about, for those of you that are, and I know there are some folks that are bearish, it's the corrections. If you think about these peaks, now not that we're going to know that these are the peaks, but every one of these, by the way, did accompany a confirmed Darvis. Every single one of these. This one didn't. I take that back. This one did not. This one did. This one had a Darvis. So every one of these does have a completed Darvis. So as you see the markets move higher, you're thinking, okay, what's going to be the catalyst for a move back down? Look for a Darvis or minor high, really is what I'm looking for, to form and confirm, right? This is something that we talked a lot about in the volume decoded class. I don't use chart patterns. You will not hear me, and nothing wrong with them. I did in my early, if you would have talked to me 20, 25 years ago, in the first 5 to 10 years of my career, I talked about channels and I talked about flags and things like that, but I use very little of that. There's 3 patterns I look for: a Dow 1, 2, 3, continuation and reversal. That was the first pattern that I ever used. And then I like 2 candle patterns. One is, so a Dow 1, 2, 3 is a price pattern. And then the 2 candle patterns that I look at, and they work on Western bar chart as well. It's not a candlestick pattern. It's just price. Is an inside day and a minor high, minor low. That's it. That's it. So as long as you know those, it's amazing how much you'll see other patterns form in them. For example, if you love a head and shoulders, learn a 1, 2, 3. It's going to give you far better timing on a head and shoulders pattern. It's going to give you a far better set of rules for when they are and are not going to be a catalyst for movement through the neckline. That's really a great one. If you're looking for reversals, take a look at those minor high, minor lows, and inside days. They just work really well. So my main warning has been, please don't short the new lows, right? Please don't say, okay, we have a new low, let's get short. That's where the short squeeze has been starting. If you want to get short, wait for that Darvis and minor high. That's been working really, really well. So it just depends on what end of price action we're on. That, at some point, as we get higher and higher, maybe we retrace to 4,100 or 4,200 propulsion swooping in there, anchored VWAP. I might look to get short, right? I will think about being at the upper end of the range. I'll look for a Darvis. I'll look for a minor high. So I hope that's something that makes sense, because I do get questions from time to time on that. It just depends on which end of the range we're at. I'm not going to get bearish here. I will not get bullish, by the way, as the market rallies necessarily. So think about where we are in the context of a range and what's going to be overbought and oversold. We're in chop. That kind of breakdown still does work. All right, gang, let's jump into the questions. I wanted to make sure I addressed that because it's so important as we go into the remainder of this year. And first question, hey there, Alex. Since today only comes once every 2 years, I'm wondering if it's considered a caution day. So tomorrow, Alex, mainly because we don't know what to expect. Today's still the discounting of what ultimately we'll know tonight and tomorrow. So if you're an Asian session trader, it's a caution session. It's a caution day for the Asian session trading. I would even say that will extend to the European and the UK Open. Tomorrow will be. Yes, so tomorrow is more of a caution day. Yes. All right. Next up, hey there, Ann. Heartfelt thanks from my whole family for the class. And my pleasure. We still have so much more to go. We did our classroom Q&A yesterday. And, I'm going to see many of you in the Sector Secrets Mastery, some of you for the next 1 to 3 months. So I do really appreciate it. And I'm super grateful that you all were there. I really appreciate just the eagerness and the dedication and just the positivity. What a great group. I'm very, very lucky. All right, next up is, let's see, hey there, Jose. What type of gaming chair do I own? So I have 2 chairs, Jose. I have a weekend chair. Believe it or not, I try to shift gears by changing my chair. I do, because I spend an inordinate amount of time in front of, let's see, do I have it up? I spend an inordinate amount of time in front of this, right? This is HQ. And so on the weekend, I have a Secret Labs Omega. It lays almost flat. So if I want to chill and watch some TV on that thing behind me, I can. If there's a Formula One race on, I'll just turn around and watch the race here. So I have a Secret Labs Omega. I love that Secret Labs chair. The quality of that chair at the price point is incredible. It's a really, really nice chair. During the weekday, Monday through Friday, I'm in a different chair. It's called All 33. It was developed by, I think, the designer of the saddle on the BMW. Now, if you've ever been on a BMW motorcycle, they are insanely comfortable. They're cruisers and so forth. And this guy was trying to figure out how to get us to keep from slouching. So in this chair, it's actually really difficult to, it actually hurts to slouch. It sits you upright. And so I use this Monday through Friday. This is from All 33. So I have a weekend chair and I have the weekday chair. Thanks, Jose. Big fan of both of them. Big fan of both these chairs. The All 33, I will tell you, a little pricey. Probably will go on some good sales in the next few weeks. And the Secret Lab chair is actually, for the dollars, really a great chair. All right. Is there an email that I can be reached at? Prince, if you're in any of the rooms, that's the best way to get a hold of me. And that's by far. And then here in our YouTube channel, it's by far the easiest, most effective, most timely way to get a hold of me, or Lorna Bot for that matter, in the rooms and so forth. All right, next up, audio, video, good here. Congrats on, Lorna Bot mentioned something like that. Yeah, on my personal channel, which I actually don't really promote much here. I don't talk about it here in Charts and Coffee or whatnot. But yeah, there's some really cool content over on my channel. And, probably the coolest thing, the one that probably has the most views. Yeah, this one blows me away. This is my tour of my desk when I was first putting it together. It's changed since then. The mic is different now. It's far messier, for sure. I have a different salt lamp, but for the most part, yeah, I can't believe there's over 100,000 views on that. I did that some time back, but I do appreciate that. Thank you so much. All right, next up is, hey there, Martha. Started trading 7 months. Awesome. We all got to start somewhere, right? And I'll tell you what, those are such exciting times when everything is new and we're so excited. I love sort of living vicariously through traders who are just starting the journey. I envy you. I think about that and try to remember what that felt like so often, because it's so funny. What's that old saying? Sometimes it's hard to remember that the things we have now are things we only would have dreamed of before. And so, yeah. Anyways, would love to know what it was like 30 years in terms of how often there were caution days comparatively. Not as many. And it got more intense after 98, because 98 was when the very, very early day traders started getting access to direct access order execution. The internet was a big part of that, because now information was far easier to get a hold of. And the only reason caution days exist is because collectively we know more and know of more things to react to. In some ways, many, many moons ago, we didn't know. You would have had to have an expensive feed. Even to have intraday charts was very, very expensive. My first intraday charts were brought to me by satellite, and that service cost me at its peak about $1,600 a month for things that I get free now. And so it is more now because we're just more aware of different events now than we would have ever been. And I can't imagine that's not going to continue. All right, cool question. All right, next question from our trading room. What is my opinion on holding trades through earnings? B, really simple, my friend. I do not do it. There's got to be a very specific pattern. I call it a shockwave pattern to even get me to hold through earnings. I don't even like to play stocks, new entries, I should say, 2 weeks in front of earnings. So I'm not a fan of playing earnings. We have a lot of other traders here at Simpler that is their forte. It is not something that I like to do. I'll play to earnings and then I'll play post earnings, but I will not play in earnings. And by the way, why? Because I am a directional debit trader. I like to get long calls, long puts. So I'm a debit trader. Within the 14 days before earnings, an interesting transition happens, and that is the traders who like to write premium, the scales tip in their favor, as it should, as implied volatility heads higher. So you have an opportunity to collect more premium for this option that you are selling. And since I am not that person, that's where a different strategy tends to excel. All right, let's see. Next up is 007. I have no idea. Yeah, I have no idea. I'll play the aftermath of the elections. I am not pre-positioned. I've been day trading, which has brought its own wonderful bliss of, every day I'm pretty much flat. I've got longer term weekly time frame setups, which have 6-month minimum time horizon. So again, day-to-day fluctuations bother me none. And then I'm just day trading. So I have no skin in that game, none at all. So then tomorrow I'll deal with it. Yeah, I don't know, my friend, and I'm not trading it. So this is a question about how am I positioned or how will I position for the elections? I'll know tomorrow, my friend. Yeah. Okay. All right. Next up is, where are we? Remote day for me. Hey there, Mr. Walker. I'm winning. I love it. Remote. Yes. The freedom of trading from anywhere, right? Can I say what I see in WES? Chop coming off resistance. Maybe closing in on a buy the closer we get to about 27. And then DVN, also chop. I would want a far deeper pullback. I'm going to want something to dip below the mean before I do anything. So I'm going to need a dip below the mean before I do anything with Devon. So Devon does have some interesting support where price is at a +1 standard deviation of V-score. We are above the 200. So a revisit to the 200, although you need to kind of buckle your seatbelt, a revisit to the 200 would be welcome too. So that would be closer to, say, $61.50. All right. Enjoy your remote day, Mr. Walker. Awesome. I didn't know you could get your tools on TradingView. Yes. How would I get access to my tools using TradingView? So Tanver, I have a number of free ones. If you search Simpler within the Indicators tab on TradingView, I have a number of free tools available, have for many, many years. Thank you for asking. And then the premium tools, well, when you, for example, let's say you took the volume decoded class, when you sign up for that, you'll get the Thinkorswim tools. Right? We make those available in the, indicator section of the site. And then we activate, there's a process by which you submit your username. We check to make sure that, you purchased the class, and then we validate the TradingView permissions, activate, validate, however it is, so you can get the indicators, the premium indicators on TradingView. So anytime you've purchased an indicator from us that's premium, there should be instructions, I believe, on how to get your TradingView username active for those premium tools. Tanbert, thank you for the question. All right, next up is, hey there, Trader Momo. Statistically, when there is a stalemate in the government results in bullish rest of the year, we need to find a supply zone and get long. Yeah, I'm not Trader Manuel, you know I'm not a bear, I'm not a bull. I'm just gonna continue to day trade every morning. That's worked really well since early summer. And if we start to get better support via V-score or even resistance on the dailies, I just haven't been doing a lot of daily time frames. But to your point in being long, right? We have four different weekly positions that we've done in the Sector Secrets Mastery where I've gone ahead, found a spot, and built that longer term time horizon position to the upside. Yeah, I appreciate that. I'm look, I think at any given time, the moment, and this is a trap that a lot of young traders fall into, especially when they've got a public forum. The moment we call it top or bottom, the moment we publicly say this is the target to the upside or the bottom target to the downside, now we're on the hook for it, right? And great traders have strong opinions held loosely. I think that's a Stan Druckenmiller quote. It's really important to say, I'm just going to trade what the market gives me. Now, we have an entire industry, the financial entertainment industry, whose job it is to do that, to tell you where the market is going, as if anybody does know. Uh, and that's where, I get pretty salty because look, to think that somebody knows where the market is going, that's not trading. You all know that. What we'll do when price reaches a certain level, how we'll control risk when price reaches a certain level, that's trading. It's very different than saying, well, we're going to 3,500. Cool, but are we going to 4,100 first? Don't know. But as long as that target's out there, whoever throws that out there can say, when we reach 3,500, see, told you so, ignoring the journey it took. The journey is trading, right? So that's why, yeah, I'm with you in terms of it's really important to not get caught up in the financial entertainment side of this world we live in and just focus on the fact that we're traders and our job is to find out where the entry is. Can I control risk from there? And then where is my target? Rinse and repeat. A lot of times we want to have conversations, and I get it, right? But it's not trading. A lot of times we want to have conversations about things that people will tell me, what if the Federal Reserve defaults? What if they do? What if so-and-so wins this seat? What if they do, right? People don't like when I don't answer those questions, but they're going to hate what I say next even more. Who cares? Where is the trade, right? And that's where I want you all to remember there are certain narratives that clearly get our attention, but is there a trade if we answer that question? Is there a trade behind answering that question? And again, a trade is not where is the market going? It's where is the market going to let me get in and can I control risk from there? I hope that makes sense, gang. I don't ever want people to feel silly for asking certain kinds of questions, but I even ask myself, Rog, what's the trade when you answer that question? And that keeps me on track. And that's worked for 30 some odd years, so I'll stick with it. All right, Joshua, how are you? When I discuss how I define a candle of unusual size, look at the last 5 to 10 candles before, and then what is this one in terms of size in relation to that candle? So I'll just look at the recent candles that preceded it to find a COUS. Yes, complete homage to the rodents of unusual size from The Princess Bride. All right, any thoughts on Tesla? Sure, let's take a look. Downtrend, short the rip. That's my thought. Yeah, downtrend, short the rip. Ask. Hey there, Scott. Anything post earnings? So let's get the reaction, and then Scott, it's a choppy market, and if you're a bull, I would wait for something closer to say $15. I'll tell you what, Scott, this is just me. I don't typically like stocks under 20. And if I do play them, here's what I'll tell you. Volume is even more important than price. Once you're below 10 or 15, once you're below 20 to $10, once you're below those markers, volume is actually more important than price. Where are those volume levels? And then what's the price associated with that? So that's where I would say, Scott, you have to definitely focus on volume for, say, something like this, where it's just below 20. And if it dives below 10, that reliance on volume just ratchets all the more higher. So I appreciate that. And volume is going to be not only because of liquidity, but volume is also going to be, I need attention, right? I need that attention. And that's what volume does. Are my tools available on Tastyworks? I don't believe so, and I don't use Tastyworks charts. The order execution platform is beautiful. I have a lot of folks who have said, "Rog, it's really easy and great," and I agree, but I don't use their charts. No, there's a number of platforms I use for order entry. TradeStation's one of them. Infinity's one of them. My Oanda account is one of them. So I'll use certain platforms for charting, like TradingView and Thinkorswim, and then other platforms are basically my order ticket, which is very important, right? It's a very important part of trading. So I don't know what is and isn't, Alex. I personally uh, don't know. Yeah, thank you for the question, though. But great order entry platform. All right, next up, thank you, thank you. I appreciate that, gang. Thanks for, look, if this is moving the needle for you, thank you as always. And I appreciate your time. Thanks for being a part of the Caffeinate and Dominate crew. Yeah, YouTube folks. Yep, I appreciate smashing that like button. Leave your comments, leave your feedback, leave your requests below. Gang, I'll see you all in the trading room on Thursday. And my YouTubers, I'll see you for Charts and Coffee tomorrow morning, same time, same station. Be good to each other, gang.